What's up, everyone? Zick here. I've really been enjoying my time messing around in the Dune Awakening open beta. I got to play for about 8 hours yesterday. And one of the things that really stood out to me about the game is the movement, specifically some of the movement you can do with the abilities. I started with the kick, then realized I could get the grapple at the same time, and then found the schematics for these hover wings. And these are basically the three things you're going to need to make movement like this work. Being able to fly around like this really kind of opens up the map and opens up the possibilities of what you can do in all different situations. Not only can you use it for just excellent traversal across terrain, you can also use it mid-combat. You can even reload while you're floating. You can use it to escape if you get caught in the light laser beam. You can use it while you're farming to quickly jump between resources. And best of all, being able to fly up the side of gigantic cliffs in a matter of seconds, enabling you to build your penthouse skybase above enemy ship levels. All right, so to make this work, you're basically going to need three things: two abilities and one item. So the abilities are starting abilities, knee charge, and grapple hook, and the item is the Emperor's Wings MK1, which we will find along the way. So knee charge is a starter skill in the Swordmaster skill tree. It's actually your starting ability if you start the game as a Swordmaster. I do believe you will be able to unlock both of these abilities as other classes as the game progresses, but if you start Swordmaster, you will begin with knee charge. Another good reason to start Swordmaster if you haven't began your journey yet is that there is a very early quest to unlock the Trooper skill tree. Once you unlock the Trooper skill tree, this will give you access to Grapple Hook, another starter skill point for the Trooper. Starting with the knee charge is also great because it's really good at just one-shotting stuff, and it's a super fun combat ability to use. It's also really powerful movement just by itself. Before you even get the Emperor's Wings, you can actually bunny hop the end of it, and so as you're traversing around very early on, the jump actually gives you really nice, especially like horizontal traversal across the sands. So I'm not sure where the swordsman trainer is, but if you start swordsman or if you're any other class and you're looking to get this grapple early, all you have to do is in that very first small settlement you go to, where you find the first contract board and get the start of your quests. There's an old grumpy man drinking old grumpy wine that's hanging out in there, and if you talk to him, he'll give you a side quest talking about training you to be a trooper. If you complete that whole thing, he will essentially unlock the trooper tree for you. So now you slot these two abilities in and you have your knee charge and your grapple hook. Okay, so for the very last piece of this, you're going to need the Emperor's Wings, which are going to be the last piece to come, but you're still going to be able to get them before you even go to the next zone. So you'll be able to find these along the way of the main quest line, and it's going to be when you get to a quest called Across the Gap, which is basically where you're going to get the materials you're going to need to create your speeder bike so you can zoom across the giant gap without getting eaten by a sandworm. I was very close to getting eaten by a sandworm, like way too close. So along with your speeder parts, you're going to want to find these hover wings, and you're going to find this in Imperial Testing Station number 2, which is where you will be led for the quest Across the Gap. So once you're in the Imperial Testing Station, you're going to find this at the sort of bottom of the station after you've cleared the whole thing. And when you kill like the last final big NPC in this circular tree room, it'll unlock the room on the northern side of this like circular tree room at the bottom of the base. If you go inside that northern room, there's going to be a big chest at the back of that room, and that's going to have the Emperor's Wings Mark 1. Once you've looted the recipe, you have to actually take it back to your base to research it, and then once you have it researched, you will be able to craft it at your fabricator. Boom. So once you have the whole thing set up, it's really easy to pull off actually. So all you're going to do is when you do your knee charge, you want to think of the Emperor's Wings preserving momentum. So as you're holding your Q down with the knee charge, also, the more you kind of look up, the more kind of trajectory you can get out of it, depending on where you're trying to go. So trying to fly forward with the knee charge, just look up a bit, let your knee charge go for a second, and then hold spacebar like sometime like a half second into the animation. When you have sort of maximum momentum in that movement, that's going to give you the most horizontal trajectory out of the knee charge. So we can use the knee charge mainly for horizontal trajectory. We can use the grapple hook mainly for vertical trajectory. The grapple hook is super fun. It really kind of took the movement to the next level when I unlocked it. I really honestly like starting with knee charge and then getting grapple hook from that trooper quest. It felt just very organic with the movement where I was zooming around with knee charge, and then I was testing a bunch of other swordsman abilities, but then I found out I could get grapple hook from the trooper tree, and I just went full kind of mobility with my abilities, and it felt really, really good. And then once you get the wings, you're actually just flying. So the grapple hook, basically how it works is you hold the button down, and then when you release the button, it fires. And it's actually got like a decently long range, but you kind of want to find an angle where you can see in like a lot of these clips, like you don't want to aim, straight up at a wall because you're going to zoom yourself into the wall as soon as it pulls you, right? You want to kind of find like a little bit of an angle around whatever rock you're trying to grapple to, and that's going to give you the space you need where the same exact thing as knee charge. As the grapple is pulling you in, Basically, you know, right when you kind of start the forward momentum of that grapple pulling you, when it feels like you have the most momentum, like a half second or a second into the pull, that's when you want to hold your space bar, and that's going to sort of lock in the momentum of the grapple hook pull and just give you a ton of vertical momentum to traject you super high and let you scale incredibly high cliffs in basically one go. And once you've kind of figured out and mastered this movement, this is going to give you the ability to do really cool things, such as build a sky base. And I was actually able to set this one up above the level of the guys that are looking for you from the laser beams. And we mentioned it at the beginning, but this movement is also really good for combat and not only sort of following up in combat. I mentioned earlier you are able to reload while you're hovering like this, but then you can also use both knee charge and grapple hook to get away from fights. As you're getting chipped at, as you're getting low, these two abilities have saved me a bunch of times already moving into the next zone where stuff gets a lot tougher. And grapple hook is especially good at getting you away if you get caught in the light laser beam. So there was twice where I didn't even see it coming. One of the times I was in the menus and the enemy ships caught me in the little laser beam stun where they send the guys down and they all go to murder you with machine guns. If you instantly grapple out of that right when the stun drops and try to just fly your way away, you can often, well, we'll see. At least the both times I tried it, I was able to barely get away from this crazy amount of machine gun fire. It's also really good just for like farming traversal, like as you're moving between, you know, granite or copper or iron, you can really combo the grapple hook and the knee charge with the wings to just kind of float between really quickly. And then my favorite part about it, it lets you reasonably be able to craft like a super high sky base and be able to actually, you know, access it reliably. And the biggest downside to this is you're not going to have a place to park your speeder. So you're going to have to find a garage, maybe a friend with a garage or like a temp garage for your speeder down there. But at the end of my stream last night, where I was figuring all this stuff out, I just finally was able to water seal the sky base that I had started up on this giant pillar above my buddy's base. And so I'm going to be spending the rest of today, which is May 12th, basically the next 12 hours, playing the last bit of the Dune Awakening open beta on stream live on this YouTube channel. So if you want to see how this stuff progressed, you can check out the live stream VOD from yesterday, which you can find on my channel just under the live tab. And if you want to see the progression of it and where it's going and potentially some new stuff that I might figure out today, be sure to check out the stream today. And I really am enjoying this game, so I'm assuming I'm going to be purchasing it and playing it when it does release. So at this point, I am planning to be streaming and probably releasing more videos on Dune Awakening when it releases. So I hope this video was useful. I hope you found it valuable. Thank you so much for spending the time to watch it. Remember to take care of yourself and enjoy the adventure. Good luck out there. Peace.